This is a review of the tactical flashlight by Odepro, the TM30. This particular light is in the budget market by a company called Odepro, and they specialize in lots of little tactical lights. In this particular case, we have the TM30, which is a nice tactical dual switch light with an XM-L2 U4 bend emitter. It's nearly perfectly centered in there. I have been very impressed with this little light for its rank, and it's actually doing quite well. The package came with this little slip, and the slip says Tactical Army Police Military Grade Double Switch Odepro TM30 Hunting Law Enforcement Activities for Hiking, Camping, Cree. Okay, we might need to work on that title there, but other than that, we're off to a good start. The light is, again, dual switch, which is a huge plus in the world of budget flashlights because so many of them are just up and down not able to really offer a very good mode memory. The light runs on a 18650 battery, and it claims to be about 3,000 milliwatt amp hours. I got close to that at 2806 in my capacity test. It's not focusing very well there. Just a basic protected battery. We have in Odepro's TM30 a true mode memory light. It is not a partial mode memory. It is absolutely true mode memory light. The other side, they have a little battery icon indicator here, which I think was kind of awkward, a little bit of a waste of space. It does have a little bit of knurling up here in the front, and a little bit of cutting away for if you turn the light on and you leave it down on a table. But it doesn't have the so-called strike bezel, and so one of the features of this light is its ability to be used tactically. So of course it has the momentary on feature. So more on that in a minute. Let me start by saying this. In a budget world, you could do worse. Much worse. The Odepro is actually a pretty impressive light. Let's start out with the faults about the light and get those out of the way for those of you who are watching the video wondering. Number one is that it tail stands poorly or not at all. If you try to do that, it should be recessed. The button should be recessed right here so that it's not sticking out, so that you don't, so that you can tail stand it. Now, it's not coming out far enough like some Surefire and Solar Force P60 lights where you can accidentally activate it. You're not going to accidentally activate it, which is very good, but you still can't tail stand. That's number one. Number two is, if you look closely, you'll see the little lines on the screen. There is pulse width modulation on all modes. That is these lines on the screen. Here we are in medium, 560 lumens on turbo, 260, I believe it was one of the, I think it's about 285 or 275 on one of these other, let's see, 560 on turbo, 250 on mid. I got 274. Middle mode is 34 lumens. I got 36, and low 4 lumens. It's advertised as 10. Strobe is 280 lumens, and SOS is 280 lumens. So let's get back to the video portion of things here. When you cycle through the modes, you will have pulse width modulation, which is a serious fault. Nobody needs to have pulse width modulation. They should be not doing that at all on lights like this. So here we are back on high. And then finally, of course, is the light is not driven to its potential. This is an XM-L2 U4 emitter. It could be putting out close to 2,000 lumens in the right driver, but of course it's not really a fault because the light is not going to be able to handle that kind of heat, and you're going to have a step down. This light does not have any such thing. So now let's move on to the pros. One of them is the size. It is nice and very easy to pocket and put away. It is no nonsense. It is very easily handled. The next is the aesthetics, the way it feels in your hand. It is very strong. It has this tactical ring here for cigar gripping it, and it is extremely robust. It doesn't wiggle around or spin around like a lot of more expensive lights do, which is a credit to it. Next is the grip and the knurling, which there's no sharp edges. The ano is darn near perfect, and you do not see that much in a budget light. The next is mode memory, which has already been mentioned. It is true mode memory, so it's going to stay. If I want instant strobe, I can instantly, if I just hold that down, I get into the strobe there, the fast strobe. And this is why it is so powerful. No matter how I play with the light, I have the true mode memory. Even if you take the cap off and put it back on, take the battery out and put it back in, it's going to be on the same mode that it was. There's no going into different modes and all that business. Next is momentary on, the ability to have the forward clicky feature, and because of the extra button, you're not going to have to worry about which mode you're in. Next is the belt clip. This is a super strong belt clip, and it's so strong that it will stay on your pants. That is not bending, it's not going anywhere. It's actually takes some work to get on your pants, so it's not going to fall off. Anti-roll is the next point. Very positive, that's not going anywhere. If you drop it, it's going to stay right in hand. And in terms of the heat it produces, because it's only driven very conservatively at 562 lumens, it is not going to get hot in your hand. Beam quality is the next big plus. This is one of the prettiest beams that you could possibly, there's no floralization, there's no ugly artifacts, and there's no disturbing little beam outages that you would look and you say, oh, that's kind of an ugly beam quality. It looks very nice on a wall, and the edges are very sharply tapered in. Next, there's no flickering or connection issues of any kind. Another big thing with a budget light that you often see, it is very good. And finally, no step down. We do not want to step down on a light like this because we want it to be able to perform at the same way every time without question or without anything whatsoever. The output also stays constant on all modes. So that's the lowdown on this particular light. It is a good choice for a budget light for the price that you can get it for. It's a very good deal. You get it with a basic charger. You get it with O-rings. You'll have the receipt, and then you'll have the basic box here, which will come from Odepro, just like this. So ultimately, this is a very good buy. You could do a lot worse in the budget realm, where a lot of the offerings just are not as stout. So thanks for watching, and I hope this has been a helpful video. Just to Wally.
Just what?
To Wally World. It's 562 lumens on the highest load there. So it's a pretty good spread for